Hello, everyone. My name is Dion Morales, your host of the Gold Squadron podcast, and we're coming to you live from Dathomir, the Galactic Championship qualifier. Super excited to be here. This is round one. We're starting in Swiss. This event is based around the London time zone, so we are in London. I have dubbed London Dathomir, the planet of dark magic. Now, for all of our events in the Galactic Championship Series, we are teaming up with different content creators from around the X-Wing community, and this round is a community team-up with the Duke of Hobbies. How we doing, Duke?
Good. Hello, everyone. I'm very happy to be here, so thank you again, Gold Squadron Podcast and Dion, for letting me join in on this.
No worries, man. Thank you so much for your help. Now, we're going to go ahead and break down these lists and this matchup in a moment. But before we go too far, I want to remind you that today, all of our rounds are brought to you by Curled Paw Creatives. Use that coupon code Dathomir2020 for 20% off. Thank you for their support. Now, Duke, let's go ahead and break down these lists.
All right, well, I think one of the first ones I want to get to is XY there, the Rebel player, just because I'm primarily a Rebel player myself, too. So with Wedge, Luke, and Miranda, a really interesting combo in terms of that Miranda there. But let's, diving in a little deep is that Wedge build. And I like this a lot. It's ion torpedoes and chopper for the astromech. What's amazing about that combo right there is the fact that Wedge, that is the same as if he put R2 astromech on there, points-wise, yet he is not going to be taking any weapons disabled at all to do that regen action for Chopper. Now, that is his action for the round, but that could be an instance where Wedge can still recover and still get a shot off, which is just an amazing combo. Or if he needs to, he can actually use ion torpedoes.
Yeah, it's pretty cheeky. So can you go through that interaction for somebody who doesn't know? Go ahead and just break that down.
Yeah, so all right, with ion torpedoes there, it's a 2-charge upgrade, and with Chopper, Astromech, you got the first action is spend 1 non-reoccurring charge, hence the ion torpedoes, from another equipped upgrade to recover 1 shield. So as that action, he can spend it and spend one of his ion torpedo charges and then immediately recover a shield. He can also, if he's using the ion torpedoes, the second action on Chopper is spend 2 shields to recover 1 non-recurring charge on an equipped upgrade. So if he really needs to fire off a third ion torpedo, he can. I highly doubt he's going to be using it for that purpose, but there's still that possibility. And then he follows it up with Luke, too. So Luke with R2 Astromech, so he is getting that regen more, again, and then also Sense. And then this a pretty beefy Miranda Donnie. So it's interesting to see Miranda on the board with Barrage Rocket, Shield Bombardier, Sabine Wren, which is a crew we haven't seen since pretty much 1.0, Proton Bombs, Seismic Charges, and Advanced Slam. And I personally am a big fan of the new Sabine Wren with the, it's a very good control piece rather than it being a damage piece with that bomb interaction. So allows that throwing out of either tractors, jams, ions, or stress exactly when you need to.
Yep, it's gonna be interesting for sure. And what's Sammy bringing to the table?
Yeah, so Sammy, he's our Imperial player, so the classic OT matchup here with the Double Sigma Squadron Aces, and they both got crack shot with these really cool alt art cards that he got made for them. Pretty straightforward. Those are 2 I4s, and then finishing up the list, he got another 2 set of I4s, but Seventh Sister seems to be naked, and then also Fifth Brother with homing missile and fire control system. So I think that's pretty much the go-to for Fifth Brother, that homing missile inclusion, and then fire control system especially tries to get that double damage off. A little surprised the lack of hate on either of them, but he put those points in those other 2 ships there. So I still like that combo a lot. This is going to be interesting. He got great control of the board in terms of where he wants to go and how he wants to fit his pieces into play, which will be definitely important in setting up either blocks or getting the right shot off with the ship he's looking at.
Fantastic. And for anybody who hasn't done it yet, you can go ahead and choose your champion. We're going to open up the betting for 1 more minute. So we're about to have our engagement. But thank you, everybody, for joining us here. For those of you in the United States, waking up and having some breakfast X-Wing. If you're nice and early, or maybe you're over in Europe and it's midday for you, or maybe still, later morning. But I'm excited to get our interactions here. You can see we have a target lock attempt here, a check for range from Luke Skywalker. Nothing in range there.
Yeah, it's good positioning there we saw earlier with Sam barrel rolling out, making sure that he would stay far enough away if it came down to it, it'd only be range 3, but doing a good job even staying out of that.
Yep, so being forced to take the target lock onto the rock there, knows that they're about to have their engagement. Honestly, this is probably what Sammy wants, and we have Wedge coming in here, and probably will try that target lock as well. And has a lock, going to be able to take it on Fifth Brother. Does Fifth Brother have a shot on Wedge? The angles are kind of weird there.
Angles are really weird there. I'm going to say, the way I'm looking at it right now, I think they're both actually out of each other.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, he got the lock off, which is important early for Wedge there, and that'll allow him to turn in and put probably some good firepower. Yep. So that's going to be no shots for Wedge.
Wedge is out. Fifth Brother will likely check next, because that's the ones that matter.
Yep, definitely out there. So the Re-cloaking coming into play now, and these players are going to be setting up for the next round, it looks like.
Okay, something I want to check here.
I do like this positioning with Sammy. I really do like that positioning here. I think he actually has a pretty good spot. Even though Wedge got that early lock with no shots back towards him this round with Fifth Brother, he has to really turn in towards Fifth Brother, and that will make a couple turns later actually be more annoying for Wedge to really get back into combat. So, yeah, we might see him just one bank, but that might give Fifth Brother either enough room to actually get out of there, or, just kind of be a nuisance and stay back enough. I don't think we'll see Luke turn in hard enough to be more of a follow-up shot, but we have seen time and time again that, green dice can fail. So who knows, this could be a solo shot by Wedge and still Fifth Brother coming off the board, but that's the more extreme case.
Fantastic. Yeah, looking at the position here, we have 2 decloakers, and if my memory serves me right, Sammy has played quite a bit of Phantoms here, has brought some different type of Imperial lists, and has been quite successful with it in previous tournaments here on Gold Squadron. But super excited to see what's happening here. Looks like XY is set. We're going to go ahead and close the betting now for anybody who participates in Choose Your Champion. Thank you so much. Just a fun way for us to participate and have some stakes in the game. There's a decloak to the right for the Pink Phantom.
I'm a little surprised by that, but I think this is kind of telling that he does not like his setup in terms of he doesn't have enough guns towards his opponent right now. So I think that's why he would go that way. So I was expecting more of a go too forward and try and block Luke or Wedge. But he is Sammy. He's a good player, and he's noticed that he got that barrage rocket Miranda, who can still fire, even though that turret arcs out to the side. She's going to still fire out the front.
That's right. We got the the right turn from Fifth Brother. Maybe they're trying to make a kill box here. We also did see the decloak to the left from Red, kind of bringing those Phantoms together. Miranda slow rolling with coming in behind the X-Wings with 3 bank, and we'll see the X-Wings move over next, I believe.
We still have to. We got the.
Oh, we still got the rest of the
Xian.
movements.
Yep.
All the ships.
Yeah. Well, he's debating there. He's debating either does he boost and focus, and I think he made the right call here with this evade by Fifth Brother. That's just gonna guarantee him more his survival chances for a round.
Yep. So nice slow moves here from Sami. I think trying to make a kill box, maybe anticipating the X-Wings going fast. Seven Sister might be just out of range. And we're moving target locks from Luke on to Fifth Brother. Looks like Fifth Brother's going to be getting some heat, probably double target locked from both these X-Wings.
Yeah. Well, you got that target lock and focus now from Wedge, and so this shot, getting both rounds of guns from the X-Wings into Fifth Brother is pretty important here for XY. So this could, lead to a pretty much one ship down possibly this round.
All right, so we should be entering combat now. Here come the dice. Make sure the dice box, oops, press the wrong button. There we go. There are the dice. Spends a lock.
Ooh.
And gonna spend the focus. 2 hits. We got 2 evades coming in because of Wedge's ability. He's going to be able to avoid it all, completely ignoring that Wedge shot, but forcing a expenditure of the force.
Yep, and looks like we're going to see another range 2 shot here. Yep. Yeah, but the fact that Fifth Brother still has that evade is really... Oh!
Yeah, that's going to be 1, 2, and probably 3 with the force expenditure. Yes, we got hit, crit coming in. And here we go. Spends evade, only takes a shield. I think this is best case scenario there for Sami, taking only a single shield from 2 X-Wing shots. Yeah,
that was absolutely huge for him. The fact that now, Fifth Brother still had, he did lose his force here, but he still has the capability for next round to really come in and either be a good blocker out there for him or even be pushing good damage through.
That's right. Here we go. So, Seventh Sister able to get a shot from range 3, just barely on the tip of Luke. 2 hits. And we're going to get our first shield. All right, XY here on the left. Probably not happy about taking a shield in that engagement. And there are still 3 shots coming in.
Yeah, early damage into Luke is great damage, especially with Luke always typically being the end game piece for a Rebel list due to his beefiness. But classic Luke, when you want him to roll at least something, he'll get nothing for you.
We also saw Seventh Sister use her ability as well, so 2 shields there.
2 shields, yes, with the crack shot ability, yes. Thank you for the call out there, Nick. All right, Sigma Ace, the red one, firing at Luke. Could we lose Luke Skywalker in this engagement? That's going to be another 2 damage here. Hit crit. Let's find out what that crit is. And it is a direct hit. Luke down to 1 hole in this initial engagement, and there's still 2 shots left.
Yeah, wow. Just being able to put all this damage through and being consistent, that's huge.
2 hits coming in, and that's going to be another damage, putting Luke away in this initial engagement. Fifth Brother going to be taking a shot into Wedge. Feels bad. XY not happy with that engagement, losing Luke Skywalker early on there. Here's our range 2 shot. Hit crit. Fifth Brother has not used his ability yet. Still has... no, didn't have 2 force available, so no additional crit there. Takes a shield.
Yep, yeah, he had to spend that initial force on the shot from Wedge.
Yeah, so while Luke's ability is really great and defensive, if you don't roll focus, it doesn't do quite any good, unfortunately.
Yeah, no, as someone who plays Luke quite a bit, I have tended to fly him with Jin just because of that pain to try and generate an evade token for him out there. And I mean, I think this is Sammy setting up that great kill box, even with the range 3 damage, Seven Sisters' ability being able to trigger there, it not being bullseye dependent is huge. And so, pushing 2 damage through early and then that crit getting in, that was great positioning, great setup. I don't think XY was expecting it to be into Luke that way. And that's why he felt safe enough going the speed that he did, which was again, you don't expect to lose Luke that early on. Now Miranda has to step up and really come to the plate here, and I would expect Miranda to get in here and be a nuisance now too. Is it going to be enough damage? That's going to be an interesting setup. It's going to be definitely XY's behind right now. So
one of the things with that initial engagement that I wanted to talk about here is the fact that Miranda wasn't in range, like she wasn't able to contribute to the fight. I don't know how much more damage she would have been able to get, but that's just something out there. But looks like we have our movement here. Dials are set. 1 forward with Miranda, focus, setting up those barrage rockets.
It's interesting. I was expecting a slam maybe to kind of be towards the asteroid there to the left. Yes, it would have been stressed and she would have been moving slow and she wouldn't have their shots. But I believe these phantoms are going to be getting up and close, and then that would just set up a next turn bomb run, and that could be good damage early on. You got to use Miranda's. In my opinion, that bomb damage, especially with Sabine and Skilled Bombardier, you can get those out there. And I would expect some seismics first and then hopefully follow up with proton torpedoes.
Okay. And we're just checking something here. Go ahead.
This lineup for the Phantoms is interesting, though. He's and getting that target lock from Seven Sister on the Wedge. But this lineup for the Phantoms, I think, is another great testament of great positioning by Sammy. There, he definitely knows how to get his Phantoms into the right position. So that's what I was a little concerned with. He chose to barrel out, get his kill boxes. Just a little more spread out in the way that, or more lined up, that he's forcing that boost now for XY with Wedge to kind of minimize the attack.
All right, so taking the boost there, trying to get some arc dodge action. We'll have a range 1 shot into Seven Sister. Did he arc dodge the red Phantom? He did, so only going to be taking 1 shot.
Yep, but he's hopefully going to force that force spend for Seven Sister, because she got that target lock there, and if she doesn't have to spend, she only has 1, so she won't be able to trigger her ability.
3 hits, the wings were closed. That's why there's not 4 dice out there. Spending 1 force and taking 2 damage onto Seven Sister. We got half points there. And here goes Miranda. You could see from the range there that she's going to have 2 shots incoming. Barrage rockets is what I'm assuming.
Yep. It has only got that front, the turret arc to the side right now. So.
And another 3 hits, able to hold on to that focus. And decisions, spending the evade. And the evade avoids everything there, but forcing again that force expenditure. Here comes Fifth Brother.
Decisions there. Those are tough decisions there for Fifth Brother. You're expecting him to be the damage output outside of Seven Sister, and so to be taking that evade action and not be taking a focus or even that target lock with fire control system for homing missile. Great decision making. But
3 hits there. Seven Sister going into Wedge. Was able to natty. Only takes a single shield. Wedge feeling lucky. Especially XY took the risk there of not taking the boost focus on Wedge, so he can turn around next turn most likely. 3 focuses on that pink shot. The Phantom going into Miranda. This is range 3. She was able to hold on to focus. Will it matter? Oh, yes, it will. Takes a single shield on Miranda.
Well, the nice thing is Miranda is definitely not the menace that she was in the past with her current ability, but it's still a powerful ability being able to do a little bit of regen with her.
Oh, yeah. And Sammy deciding not to use the focus there, the force to convert, and here is the re-cloaking action. We're back into the planning phase.
Yeah, Wedge now can do his 3 Talon, or be in a position to actually turn around and continue to engage. He could disengage, and we could see this chopper regen if he needs to. I think this will be a turn that Miranda has to really avoid, taking too much damage here, and then also being able to set up to start using her secondary weapons. My personal guess is I believe Sammy will probably decide to engage everything into Miranda and not engage into Wedge, just because he'll be able to decloak to the left there with both those Phantoms, just one hard, and Fifth Brother can get in there and start setting up. We might see Fifth Brother circle around and maybe attain a lock on Wedge, and that'll allow him to be the finishing blow in the Wedge later in the game.
All right. So, want to remind everybody that we have 6 total rounds of Swiss happening today. So we'll be live all day for those of you guys in Europe. By the way, I did see some people earlier on saying, Dion, thank you for doing this during our time zones. Yeah, one of my goals with these different series that we're doing is the entire world has lost their premier level play, so I'm trying my best to emulate that for you guys by doing these events in different time zones to give access to people. And also, there are some folks who prefer to play at a time zone that isn't what they normally would play, because maybe they can play during the night while their family is sleeping. There's different things to consider there. So by having these events in essentially roughly 3 different areas, 2 different United States time zones, actually 3 different United States time zones when we get to Coruscant, 2 European time zones, and in Australia, we're doing a lot of different coverage there, which are awesome. Now, I know people are looking for those Dathomir lists. I'm going to go ahead and create the link for that in a moment via a bot command. Sorry, I had a couple of other priorities that we had to take care of before the event. We had some folks that needed some help, so we'll get that to you guys in a minute. Duke, one of my questions looking at this setup, are we thinking Wedge probably K-turning there?
I think the 4K is probably what makes most sense, but he does have that option to regen here. And, I know he needs to start pushing in damage, but if he, leaves Wedge, my guess is everything is going to be going into Miranda. I don't see Miranda kind of slamming out of there in terms of just to get out. She might, but, she won't be in a good position to follow up with more damage later, other than just from secondary weapons. And if she's slamming, then she's and she'll probably have to focus because she's going to have a lot of shots on her. Yep. So this is what I was thinking here that we're going to see with these Phantoms. So my guess is
Miranda going 2 straight. And I'll tell you, on the table mic, I just heard Sammy go, "Oh," so kind of interesting. I'm curious to see what that means.
That's a great call by XY. He's expecting those 1 hards to the right from those Phantoms to kind of chase Miranda, or because I think he was expecting the 3 bank. But another slam. It kept following up with a slam from Miranda. So not going to be able to shoot with the has to take that weapons disabled. I guess he was trying to get in a position to maybe even block those two one hearts to the right, but.
And here we go. A Congo line taking away some of those focuses. Seven Sister will have a shot, but Miranda probably liking her odds at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely no modded attacks, but that's going to be definitely 1 4-dice attack from those Phantoms, so that's going to be some good damage to end, and then you use that. Yep, okay. Wedge here, choppering.
Yeah, there was a chopper trigger there to get a shield back on Wedge.
Yeah, I Miranda here is still quite in a pickle. Even with that Conda line, she's going to still take 3 shots here. And I think at this point, she can't even regen because she has that weapons disabled. So.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Oh no.
All right. Yeah, hit, crit. Rolls a single evade and taking a crit here under the shields. We got the Council Fire. Before you engage, roll 1 attack die on a hit, suffer 1 damage. Next shot coming in, also range 1. Hoping for some more natties. Only 1 crit here. Miranda taking another crit.
Ooh.
And that is a direct hit, takes 2 more damage.
Yeah,
feels bad.
That feels very bad. And then this could be a finishing shot from Seven Sister here. Interesting. He doesn't seem to. He's not going to be spending the double force. Well, he only had 1 force. Never mind. So I was expecting him to try and push that damage through, but he's letting that force regen up now. So leaving Miranda at half haul here, and not in a really all that great a position. She pretty much can only drop proton bombs at this point, and I would expect Sami to be able to anticipate that and just kind of regroup his Phantoms and also 5th brother to not really take anything. Even if one of them takes anything, they'll probably actually be taking an ion or a stress to follow up with too. So that is a powerful combo with the Sabine, but might be a little bit too late for XY right now. But at least Wedge is going to have another turn where Wedge is coming around and he'll be coming back full health. But it's Wedge gets more ship.
Yeah, exactly. He's going to be 4. He's going to be against 4, and I'm assuming that the reason why XY did a turn away maneuver where he did that 3 bank was in the event that those Phantoms decloaked to the right and started chasing Wedge, but. It's one of those times where the 3 bank away could have looked like a really smart move. In this case, we have Wedge going the wrong direction now.
Yeah, I mean, that K turn would have been great with this round and the follow-up round. It was really a 50-50, decision there, and that's the tough call. When you're a little behind, or when you're definitely behind after losing Luke like that and taking some damage from Miranda, here in Pittsburgh, we always tend to say just get aggressive and start being more attack focused, and you'll end up catching off your opponent off guard. We'll tend to fly right through rocks and just re-engage intentionally without mods, and that kind of catches off some people because they expect that long game
play
instead. It's being cagey, but it's also the proton bomb. It's definitely being cagey, but it's also being aggressive. It's also being smart at times too. So it's always a tough call.
All right, here we go.
So that
going to the right.
Decloaks. Yep. These should help keep them away from that bomb and maybe even start chasing Wedge again. Oh, doesn't like that position.
All right, still going to the right, just trying to figure out whether he wants to go front, back. Which one feels best?
More nudging.
That's right. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. All right, Miranda able to fit the 2-turn. Will she slam a jam or will she stay there?
Yeah, I personally think this is staying there. Really makes the most sense. You'll probably end up blocking those phantoms and not taking an additional shot. And looks, did he? He fixed console fire.
Yep. Okay, but no slam, which means that Miranda will have an opportunity to hold on to a shot, being able to use those side arcs at least, and gets another block there. Miranda might be able to do some damage this turn. And we have a barrel roll after a 1 hard from Fifth Brother getting into the flank of Miranda. But looks like Sami has successfully avoided the proton bomb.
Yeah, that was great flying again and being able to avoid that. I think Miranda will still get at least 1 shot off and just kind of use it to regen a shield, which will help him a lot here. So he's not going to push any damage through, but he'll definitely at least recover a little bit.
Yep. So the reason for no boost there, he was able to use that action to regen, but should be able to come around the rock next turn, and Miranda has a range 1 shot. Looks like he's spending a shield or recovering a shield to do the shot. I believe he recovered a shield, so only 2 dice using Miranda's ability there. And
this is those great instances. These are those great instances to use Miranda's recovery ability, especially since she'll still just roll 2 dice.
Yep.
But the important thing, again, was not to really push damage. It was that recovery action. But she can't use regen now until she loses shields, which his brother, I would expect to probably push a hit crit through, or an additional crit through with his ability active right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Bullseye's on. This is going to be a good shot. Spends a focus for 2, and with Miranda only having an additional die, that's going to get a crit added if he spends both those force. And he is adding the crit.
So that shield, it's definitely worth getting. And up there, it looks like they're reviewing the rolling of it. But yeah, she's going to take that shield hit and then take another hit crit. With the direct hits that he's pulled this game, that could be it for Miranda.
That's right. And here is the crit, and it is a direct hit. There's another one. Miranda off the table right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is Wedge versus the world. Crumb on Twitch, thank you so much for your sub there. This has been a rough game for XY for sure. Shaking out some cobwebs, round 1. Some 4 and 2s can make the cut. So this is XY, absolutely amazing player. Australian System Open champion. I believe also Singapore national champion. You know, he'll be able to shake it off.
I got to meet XY at Worlds, and we never got to play each other. We ended up playing in the first chance qualifier next to each other like 3 times. So we were the same record the whole way through it, and we just kind of were like right next to each other. So and I'm just happy to see him flying Rebels, but definitely that first round, I'm not sure, Dion, if you experience this too when you actually play in tournaments. It's just that there's definitely a nervousness out there. There's definitely that butterfly kind of shaking in you. So you kind of expect certain things to go a certain way, and XY's a solid player, and we'll definitely learn from this. He is a ship down, and he was expecting to push more damage through there in that first round of engagement, of course, but sometimes it doesn't go that way, and we might see. I expect him to see him up there in the top for sure.
Oh yeah. Now, anybody who is watching at home and you want to get access to those lists that are being played here at Dathomir, type !! lists. That'll give you a link to a PDF with all the lists in there. You can Google to your heart's content, do all the searches, do all the maths. Send us the stats. Nice and fun. Looks like somebody said that there are 10 total Nantex lists out of the 170 or so players. So not 170 Nantex lists. Everything's okay. The world's not on fire. We'll see how things end up later on. But I know some people were worried about that list in this event. But, you know, I think whenever we get a new contender, new meta contender, it also generates list creativity in ways to battle it. You know, we get the lists that are trying to build against an Nantex, and then we get the lists that are building against the lists that are building against an Nantex, right? So you get some paper, scissors, rock, which I really like out there. And then, of course, the normal just people playing what they usually play because they're comfortable, which is also a great strategy as well.
Right, and also you got the aspect that some people just don't like flying certain things, or they don't want to fly what they kind of don't own. In real life too, so you know, you know, that's completely respectable too, and you know, it's I think it's always worth practicing a list if you're coming to these premier events here, and you know, trying to understand it from that point of view, even if you just kind of do opening engagements or late game setup, but you know, the important thing is you gotta fly what you like. That's the most important. If you're not doing that, then you know you're kind of taken away from that fun factor. And again, we're here to have fun.
Absolutely. Quick shout out here to Jukulin and the Mage Z for your subs. Thank you so much. Building on to that subscriber goal that we have today in order to get those stretch prizes, which we will show off a little bit later. Again, anybody who's joined us for the first time, we do tons of giveaways here at Gold Squadron. We'll get to those after the game. And here's Wedge. Here we go. Wedge's wings are closed, so he'll only have 2 dice. Looking for some natties. 1 hit versus 3. Again, Wedge's ability taking away a defensive dice. Here we go.
Yeah, he's definitely hunting Fifth Brother. You know, he wants to get Fifth Brother, take him off the board since he only has 2 hull left. You know, with everyone else basically being full health except for Seventh Sister, it's going to be a big uphill battle. You got that Seventh Sister lock now, and everyone's full force too. So this is, you know, all the abilities can start re-triggering, and these cloaked phantoms. I'm expecting to see here we got Seventh Sister and that pink Sigma Squadron Ace. They're going to probably stay together just like earlier, and then the red one and Fifth Brother will probably stay together too. So he's going to try and set up that pincer attack on them from the left and right side of that rock, forcing him to pick one set of opponents. And you know, and he can with the dial of the Seventh Sister, the V1s. It's not that he needs to just play. He's not slow. He just gets to set up. You know, he can just one hard here, and then next turn follow up with the chase or with the disengage if need be.
Yeah,
so.
The V1s are just really good at area control. Like that one hard blue just gives them a lot of options, and when you pair that with some of the linked action options as well on there, they are really good at creating the space that they need and or want. Now, one of the things I want to see from XY is what's going to be his target priority, because essentially, if he wants a chance in this game, I know that he's probably not going to win. The statistics say that he doesn't win, but he has to take out one ship at a time. So what risks is he going to take to either try to win this game, or is he going to play it safe and just try to get as many points as possible just to improve his MOV, because that does matter in this this event?
Yeah, I mean, you know, we could just see that it's going to, most likely he's either going to go all in, going to the left there with Wedge with a 2 hard, or he might actually jut straight past everything, but, you know, and, like, go after the Seventh Sister, who taking that defensive mod there to guarantee survival, or help guarantee survival. he's choosing not to forget that he's flipping his S-foil.
Yep. He's just making sure that he remembers to do that. All right. Rebel 1 forward, just making sure he has shots. Looking at his options now.
I'm thoroughly surprised by the. It's an interesting call with the re-cloaking Sammy did with Pink there, especially with an uninjured ship and having that evade token. I'm actually really surprised. I would have expected a focus action there, but
The decloak failed, right?
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, so that explains it then.
Okay, so he'll have one less shot coming in. Here's Wedge. We'll have a 3-die shot into Pink. And here we go. 3-on-2 because of Wedge's ability. 1 out the box. And 1 hit.
Statistical.
Got the evade. I mean, that's the expected result there. I know that XY is hoping for a little bit of dice luck after being on the poorer side of dice statistics there. So Pink can't shoot because currently cloaked. Here is Fifth Brother at range 3. It's obstructed and range 3. So it's going to be 3-on-3. And he's probably firing the homing missile. He's going to let him roll the 4 dice.
He's not. He doesn't want to just lose those shields right away. So take the risk of the fire control system and getting 3 dice. So he loses that range 3 bonus, but doesn't have a focus. But
yep.
So probably going to spend all of it here.
Yep. Spends a lock. And only ends up with 2. Honestly, this is what XY's looking for. He's looking for some squiggles. Only gets 1, which Fifth Brother is going to spend. Because there's no range bonus there, so he's adding the crit with Fifth Brother. He had a chance there to end up taking no damage if he would have nattied out and avoiding the Fifth Brother, but didn't happen. Takes 2 shields after the Fifth Brother ability, and here's a range 2 coming from the Red Phantom. We got 2 hits. 2 blanks. Oh my goodness. This.
Seven Sister to follow up with a full force shot here and a target lock.
One crit, spends a lock.
Oh.
There's the natties.
It's the natties, but she's gonna push that crit through still.
Yep. When I'm typing to XY right now that he has to go make a sacrifice to the dice gods right away.
Yeah, he's gonna. Can he burn digital dice? Is there a way to do that? You know, get rid of those, never use them again. I know he's throwing them into the vortex, but that might not be enough.
Oof, man, tough game here for XY. Hopefully he's getting out that bad juju now. So get it out, get it out.
I mean, we were talking about this a little bit earlier. It is one of those things as an X-Wing player or just a tournament player in general. You got to be able to recover from that downtime, that first loss or early loss. Enjoy the game, find what you can out of the game, what you can learn and enjoy from it, but also, you got to be able to just come back from it. If you're just have fun, get the fun going again. That helps you go a long way, and really understand what you did wrong. That's how when I take a loss like that, especially early on, I try to say is, what did I do wrong? Not go, oh, it was all dice, or oh, it was all that. When you start letting that happen to you, that's when you start causing some problems for yourself.
Yeah, and
this is a great, again, this is, go ahead.
I think that XY is definitely going to learn some stuff in this match. Just thinking a little bit about deployment and just seeing where you can be. So Wedge taking that 4K, hoping for a big shot here, looking for a Hail Mary into Seven Sister. 4 dice at range 1, hit crit. Got the average on the 4 dice and spends the force and the evade for no damage. TIE V1s doing what they do and being defensive here. I want to take a moment also and shout out Netter Mizuno, or excuse me, Sammy, for the just absolutely creative build. I really, really like it. And that's 4 hits after the expenditure. Whew. Tough game. Tough game.
Sammy flying that I-4 squadron really well here. That was, that was something. And that's not to say that XY didn't fly well. That was, to say that, he just setting up his attack on time on target was amazing there. He caught, I think, a lot of us all off guard with that range 3 engagement into Luke that definitely pushed a lot of damage into Luke and took him off the board. But he did it right with using Seven Sister early on to just take off shields or push, starting to push damage through, and then that allowed those crits to go through.
All right, so all right, guys. Well, with that game over, want to remind you that this round was brought to you by Curl Paw Creators. But with the end of a game, with every sunset, there comes another sunrise, and that is giveaway time, everybody. So our giveaways are brought to you by District Foundry. Use that coupon code Dathomir 2020. Oops, the 2020. What happened to the 2020 on there? Let's make sure we add that on there. What? Rebellious coupon code, not adding numbers. How dare you? There we go. 2020. You need the 2020. It won't be just Dathomir. All right. For 20% off there. So let's take a look real quick at our stretch goals. That's something over the entire tournament. These are the different larger items that we give away here on the channel, just depending on where we go. We got everything from Galactic Championship swag. We got a mystery box for the first time. What's in the box, Yong? I don't know. It could be a lot of different things. I will tell you, I have some items, some various X-Wing related items that are what I would call just like it's hard. They're hard to give away and hard to quantify. So the easiest thing is just I have a box, a literal box. They're going to be my mystery box items. I'm going to grab a couple of the things from that box, put it in a package, and send it off to whoever gets that mystery box item. And trust me, there's all kinds of things that I've received from literally traveling around the world, different tokens and templates and rulers. There's all kinds of stuff in there. All right, but somebody's saying there better not be a head in that box. No, there's not. That is a reference, by the way, to the movie 7. But while we're not at that stretch goal yet, we still always give stuff away, and we're going to give away some GSP prize packs for anybody who's not familiar with what those are. GSP prize packs is a couple of cards that are either Gold Squadron cards or cards that we've gotten from the community that we put in a package and send off. So let's go ahead and give a couple of those away. Now, for anybody who wins, all you got to do is type !win and fill out the form that goes there. With the GSP prize packs, by the way, no shipping needs to be paid for that because it's just a simple stamp. We pay for that. Don't worry about it, and we'll send it off. For the larger items, there's some shipping that might need to be required, but for these, don't even worry about it. We got you, fam. Now, how do I enter the giveaways? No purchase necessary. Just type in the chat. Just tippity. That's all you got to do. Type something for right now, the next couple minutes, seconds, not really minutes, not going to wait that long. And we'll give some stuff away. Somebody says, pick me again. Listen, I just work here. The robot does all the picking. And here we go. Let's find out. We're going to give away 3 GSP prize packs. 3, 2, 1. First winner is Gorsaw. Gorsaw, congratulations. Been following since April 2020. Congratulations. The second GSP prize pack goes to Fun. Go ahead.